Good morning. As you all know, it's Christine Forbes, wife of seriously injured worker Lauren Forbes. What I forgot to do at the beginning of this little series of videos and disabilities and pensions was some of you who maybe are not quite to this point yet are wondering what comes in such a package. So what I'll do is I will show you what exactly comes in your pension. So as I showed you earlier, you get the letters that I just kind of read. Oh, pardon me. Just a quick little overview. And then what else you get is this Form 24 CPPFI review or current revisions. So this here was this one was from the December 14th, 2006 evaluation that he had with ATF. And so what you get there, what you get there is just kind of generally, an overview of your first permanent functional evaluation or whatever those are. Yes, thank you. Permanent functional impairment evaluation. So then what else you get is the actual copy of the report from the attending WCB physician that does the report. There we are, ATF Canada. I'm sure a few of you have been there. So, that's what you get there is the first. Usually people like John, he's gone through 8 of these. Lots. Lauren's just actually this, so he had 2. And then what you get is the one that he goes through later on in April, I do believe it was. So there, you get a quick, you get a copy of, you get a copy of that report as well. ATF. So there we go. Sorry, yeah, April 16th. So that was the one of that permanent functional exam. And then what else you get is this pension calculation sheet and functional loss term award and disability awards department. So, pardon me. So there you go. You get a pension calculation sheet and functional loss term award from the disabilities award department. So and it's kind of got some things, and we're going to look at that later on as we kind of go through piece by piece. And then you get the permanent functional impairment calculation. So pardon me. You get that too. It gives a breakdown of each thing, and we're going to look at that. And last but not least, you get the direct deposit and address change stuff there for, the disabilities award to direct deposit your pension. So that's exactly what's entitled. Some people's are a lot thicker, some are smaller. But that's the general overview of a permanent functional impairment pension. So, what we're going to look at second of all, because it's really important. This is how workers' compensation, in our case, WorkSafeBC, directly saves money, makes money, tortures, whatever, devaluating, which is a word we're actually going to see here today. Devaluating. It just gives you a general overall, well employed as a drywaller, right? So it goes on to explain his injuries, of course. And then it says, Mr. Forbes' claim was referred to the Disability Awards Department to assess his entitlement to any disability award as it relates to both wrists, forearms, and elbows. So on December 14th, 2006, Mr. Forbes underwent a permanent functional impairment evaluation with Disabilities Awards Medical Advisor Dr. Bland. Dr. Bland advised that based on the clinical presentation, it was his medical opinion that the recorded measurements could not be considered reasonably representing this worker's current capabilities. The pain, as reported by Mr. Forbes and demonstrated, was consistent with pain magnification behavior. So just shortly after this evaluation that they're referring to, he was sent off to Orion. As the worker had been entitled to a pain program, the officer was willing to wait until completion of that program to arrange further examination once the program was completed. So these are all things, you know, just going through the process. Like, an injured worker doesn't know that he's going to have to pay this fucking money back. You know, it's part of the process. They have to do it or they don't get money. Too injured to go out and work, you know, no one tells them. Their adjudicator doesn't say, well, you know, Mr. Forbes or Mr. Joe Blow, I understand, though, that you are you can't go out and work. In order to receive vocational rehabilitation permits, you have to go to this pain program. You have to go. Or your vocational payments are cut off and you have no way to bring in money. That's blackmail part one. So the injured worker goes off to the fucking pain program, they endure the torture, the fucking hunger, you know, make some friends along the way, so on and so forth. Sit around for a while, all the while collecting vocational rehabilitation payments. No one tells them that they'll be paying back this money if and when they are entitled to a pension. None of this is mentioned at that time. So, it says Section 23 of the Workers' Compensation Act provides that the basic definitions for all permanent disability or partial disability award payments. A permanent disability award is assessed and becomes payable when WorkSafeBC determines the worker's temporary impairment from the occupational injury is stabilized, but the worker has been left with a permanent medical impairment. So, very important. A further permanent functional impairment evaluation was conducted on April 16, 2008 at ATF Canada Corporation, located in Nanaimo, once again with Disability Awards Medical Advisor Dr. Bland. I've now have the opportunity to review both evaluation reports as well as all the other information, and in order to arrive at conclusions regarding loss of current physical function. All of the findings will not be detailed here, as a full copy of the evaluation report, of course, is in the file. At the time of the evaluation, Mr. Forbes advised Dr. Bland that he experiences a lot of pain over both upper limbs and from the shoulders down. More specifically, that he has pain centered on the right elbow radiating down over the right forearm. This pain is continuous and burning. This is experienced primarily in the palms and the entirety of the right forearm. The pain is aggravated by any use made of the right forearm. So, in addition, his hands continuously feel hot and sweaty, primarily to the palmar aspects. He denies any numbness or tingling. He also describes an itching in the hands, which is not well localized. Over the past 6 months, he feels his symptoms have been stable. He also provided further details with regards to changes in his daily activities. So, on observation, the worker presented with some pain behavior but was cooperative in all aspects. It was noted that there was no obvious muscle wasting in the worker's arms, and there are no calluses on either hands, and color was normal and equal bilaterally. Palpitation revealed diffused tenderness over both wrists, of course, as we've all read and gone into all those details. Dr. Bland was able to complete measurements of comparative muscle masses with regards to the biceps, forearms, and waist with no differences noted, because they're equal bilaterally. They're bilaterally equally wasting. Like, that's what happens when, you have this disease, CRPS, which of course they deny, and we lost that in WCAT. Of course he's going to have it equal bilaterally. A lot of the symptoms are going to be equal bilaterally, because they don't have a third arm to compare it to know what his arms, normally look like, right? In the case of most people that just maybe have it in one upper extremity. Dr. Bland, in summary, has advised that the range of motion plus additional factors have been considered in his impairment evaluation. Based on the worker's clinical presentation, it was his medical opinion that the recorded measurements can be considered reasonably representing Dr. Forbes' capabilities. So I'm just about running at the 10-minute mark with this one. Please go on to the next one and have a look there. So this is where I want to kind of just get into the numbers, yada, yada, yada. They've wrote some more stuff. And so, impairment of the right upper extremity based on on reduced range of motion equals so on and so forth. just kind of looking at the clock, and I think I want to stop this because I don't want to kind of get into the percentages and some more good stuff and then have to click off. So thank you very much for watching. Click on to part 4.